Police have arrested a 20-year-old suspect. This morning, the evidence, they say, links him to that chilling attack.
A 21-year-old is dead after a Westwood Loop shooting. Now San Antonio police releasing new images overnight and are looking for his killer. How you can help solve this murder case.
And take a look. A Texas deputy left dangling off an overpass this morning, a dramatic rescue, and how he ended up there in the first place. Coming up.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Definitely not a place I would want to be this morning.
No. And we'll tell you where all of that unfolded here. Thankfully, it ended up okay, but nonetheless, a little troubling to see that. Weather not troubling at all, at least for people who are able to be outside this morning.
Pretty peaceful.
We've had a couple mornings in the 60s, but I don't know. This morning just feels, for whatever reason, it feels better.
Yes.
We've got clear skies. It's just I guess because you're kind of getting that hint of fall. It's just a little bit of a taste.
Yes.
So let's get you to the bus stop this morning if you're walking out the door. Temperatures are in the 60s right now, and that's where they'll be for the next couple of hours. So we're going to say 67 if you're heading to the bus stop this morning. And then by the afternoon, it's that big turnaround. We go from cool mornings to pretty hot afternoons. 91 at 3 o'clock when you're getting out of school. So if you need a light coat this morning, you won't need it for very long. Dew points are kind of the main driver here. We've got lower humidity, and that always helps with these morning lows. So you got dew points in the 50s and 60s, and that will help that temperature to fall, and conversely, it helps it to rise pretty quickly too. So that's why we'll see a pretty dramatic rise. Now, we will not get up to 100. We don't have that in the forecast, but we've had 20 days so far this year at 100 or above. And my question, and why we dug through some of the stats this morning, is are we at a point where we can say we're done with 100-degree days? And the short answer to that is no. And I'll tell you why coming up here in just a couple minutes. But let's check in on the traffic with Ernie. What's going on over there?
I guess maybe the nice weather is keeping everybody in a good mood on the roads because, don't want to jinx it, but there are no reports. I mean, I checked even for minor accidents. There's really nothing to report out there on the fire pages and the EMS pages in terms of accidents, and that is confirmed with all of the green. Normally, if there were some slowing, you would start to see some yellow or some red on the map. Again, RJ's out today, so we'll see him again tomorrow morning. But he's not missing much right now in the way of traffic. Again, as we take a look, and I was just looking at all the TransGuide cameras. And again, other than just some construction sites that should be winding down around the 6 o'clock hour, really not a lot to see right now. So we'll keep our fingers crossed that continues to be the case. And of course, as soon as something changes, we'll be sure to let you know. Alex Gomez, though, doing his thing on a Tuesday morning out in drive cam. He's been all over the place this morning, and except for a little hiccup in the 5 o'clock hour, the commute has been pretty good this morning, sir.
Ernie, good morning and happy Tuesday. You're right, this past hour it really had not that many issues, and I think we're going to continue that streak even to the 6 a.m. hour. Right now I made it to the northeast side. I just left I-35. I'm now on 1604 near Nacogdoches Road, and there's not even any construction closures on I-35, so no delays this morning if you're going to or from the northeast side, Ernie.
Okay, so maybe an opportunity to top off his coffee there this morning here, and he'll keep us posted on the traffic situation. We'll check in with Alex again in Drive Cam coming up in just a few minutes. All right, 6:02 now. So this morning, a suspect in a capital murder case is now under arrest. 20-year-old Joshua Reyes is accused of killing 2 teenagers back in July of 2022. The victims were 15-year-old Emiliano Rojas and 14-year-old Edgar Menchaca. San Antonio police say the suspect and the victims connected on social media to meet for a THC vape exchange. After they met, investigators say Reyes shot the two while they were in a car. Investigators also say a witness told them they saw Reyes picking up shell casings after the shooting. Detectives say Reyes' DNA also matched the vapes that were found in the crime. Investigators say they are not looking for any other suspects.
This morning, we got a 16-year-old in the hospital after being shot by San Antonio police officer. Police say that the teen was shot after they attacked with a knife. It happened on Dickerson Avenue near Southwest Military and Pleasanton Road. Police say that it started after a 911 call reporting that someone was harming themselves. Chief William McManus says that when 2 officers arrived, the teen came out of a home and threw a knife at one of them. The chief says that officers tried to back away and use a taser, but didn't work. That's when one officer fired, hitting the teen in the shoulder and leg. This right here marks the 3rd time in the past 2.5 weeks that a SAPD officer had to shoot someone after being attacked.
This morning, investigators with the Bexar County Sheriff's Office are looking for the person who shot and killed a man. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office says the victim was found at a home in a neighborhood south of Highway 90 near 211 in far west Bexar County last night. Investigators say he had been arguing with a group of people. One person opened fire and then left the scene with 2 other people.
A judge has now granted Brad Simpson more communication with his son. He's the man, if you remember, that's been charged with the murder of his wife, Suzanne Simpson, after she disappeared nearly a year ago. Now, previously, they only connected through letters. A judge allowed phone calls as long as there is no conversation about the case. Now, prosecutors were also given a deadline extension. The state now has until September 22nd to fix a formatting issue for evidence handed over in the murder trial. The defense couldn't open the files because of that issue. So now both sides will meet again on September the 22nd when a trial date could be set.
Hey, their time right now is 6:04. If you've been looking for a school campus to rent for your business, here's your chance. After nearly 2 years, we are closer to finding out what could become of San Antonio ISD's closed campuses, and this is all of them right here. This week, the San Antonio ISD opened up the bids to lease its vacant buildings. They are soliciting proposals from people or organizations who want to lease the buildings or even the property around it. They are open to residential rentals, commercial, and land leases. Now, because of low enrollment in 2023, the board announced the closure of 15 campuses. They launched community surveys and property studies to see what type of uses was best for those vacant buildings. And we have made the link available to you on KSAT.com. The proposal has a series of questions. They have requirements like a financial plan, security plan, and project timeline. Bids close October 17th. You have 39 days left.
All right, Patty, thank you. This morning, Uvalde CISD's board says their new legal team will work to release all of the district's records from the Robb Elementary School shooting.
As KSAT investigates, Daniela Ibarra explains this comes more than a month after a judge ordered the district to hand over everything.
The board says they didn't need to vote last night because they had already voted last month to release everything. They did ask their newly hired legal team to work on handing over what our attorneys believe could be close to 1 million documents. The board talked about the records with their new attorneys, Thompson Horton, for 2 hours behind closed doors last night. KSAT 12 and other news agencies have spent the last 3 years in a court battle to see these records. We want to get a better understanding of what led up to and what happened on May 24th of 2022. Before last night, the board voted to release records twice, but they didn't give us everything. Our attorneys say we're missing records about former Uvalde CISD Police Chief Pete Arredondo, emails and texts about classroom doors and locks, and more records about the shooter. Several board members say their other legal representation, Walsh Gallegos, misled them. 2 people directly affected by the shooting described the pain from that delay.
This is exhausting. This is like never-ending lies, betrayal, and cover-ups.
I don't know what you have to do to get the truth out of people, but if you want to move on in this town, we need the answers.
The board didn't say when we would get to see those records for ourselves. They did say that newly hired legal firm is working to hand over everything quickly. For GMSA, I'm Daniela Ibarra.
Okay, Daniela, thank you. Last night, Edgewood ISD board members voted to censure one of their own for allegedly violating several district policies. So this comes just a few weeks after a woman was arrested at one of the district's board meetings for speaking over her time during public comment. Yesterday's meeting was to make a decision on sanctions against trustee Michael Valdez. He's accused of speaking publicly against the board and violating the district's ethics policy, something Valdez denies.
Just for speaking up, you call, and this board calls a special board meeting to censor me. It's just ridiculous how much money you're putting into this. And I am going to continue to speak up for injustice.
Now, Valdez will no longer be able to run for board officer next year. He's also required to get more ethics training before next month.
This morning, people in Texas hemp industry breathing a sigh of relief because when state lawmakers ended their special legislative session, they didn't pass a ban on THC. Now, that's the main psychoactive component in marijuana. Some state leaders think that it should be regulated like the way alcohol is regulated, but others like Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick say THC should be outright banned. Before people in the hemp industry gets too comfortable, though, here's what Governor Greg Abbott had to say.
THC, the hemp products that didn't get done, are you willing to wait till 27, or you can maybe thinking about a callback sometime around January?
I would say stay tuned on that. Something may be happening soon.
Now, we're thinking maybe in 2027 because that's when the next regular legislative session will be on September the 1st. Certain vapes, specifically nicotine ones disguised as school supplies, made in China, or any containing cannabinoid were banned. That means stores can't sell THC vapes, but they can sell edibles or stuff that you can roll and smoke. Now, I want you to take a look at our headlines this morning. We showed you this at the top of the show. Very shocking right here. This happened in Lubbock, where 2 sheriff's deputies were seriously injured in a crash on Interstate 27. One of them ended up hanging off the overpass. You see it right there. Lubbock County Sheriff's Office says that the deputies were helping a stranded motorist when a semi-truck collided with their patrol unit. They got trapped between their car and a guardrail. Bystanders at nearby gas station quickly came over to help.
I heard a crash. Someone had hit that cruiser and pinned those 2 guys up against the wall. And we just saw it. We got our ladder. So the only thing we can do is just grab it and help out as best we can.
Awesome mustache and a good news for those deputies. They were both taken to the hospital and they did have serious injuries, but get this, they're expected to be okay. One other person also hurt in this crash.
Glad to hear everyone's okay. And yes, that is a quality mustache.
Yes.
All right, outside, it is so beautiful. We just got an update on the temperature. We're down to 66 here in San Antonio. We've had 20 days this year at 100 or above. And yes, it is going to be hot this week, but could we see some more triple digits in the forecast? We'll discuss coming up.
And a group of friends found a genius way to make group trips stress-free. We're going to show you how to do that coming up.
And doctors are now transplanting pig kidneys into humans. Up next, we got the new FDA-approved trials that could help thousands waiting for organs.
All right, we are back now, 6:14. Roughly 90,000 Americans are in need of kidney transplants right now.
Now, ABC's Perry Russell reports that there's an encouraging development that could eventually make organ transplants more available, and it involves pigs.
This morning, a medical milestone.
I really wanted to contribute to the science of it.
Doctors at Mass General in Boston say they successfully performed 3 separate transplants of pig kidneys into humans. And now the FDA is giving the green light for clinical trials. Bill Stewart got one of those transplants. He used to spend 15 hours per week on dialysis until his transplant in June. Now he's spending his newfound time with family.
I felt like it was an opportunity to kind of give other people potentially an opportunity to do the same thing that I just underwent, and kind of advance the science along. I've always been a little bit of a science nerd.
The FDA green light means 30 patients nationwide will now be able to receive a genetically modified pig kidney. With more than 90,000 Americans in need of kidney transplants, there's a lot of interest.
Still, we don't want to replace human kidney transplantation. I think human kidney transplantation has so much success so far. And if we had a kidney, we would. But right now we have a bottleneck. Researchers
are already breaking records. Another Mass General patient has lived more than 7 months with his pig kidney, far longer than the previous 130-day benchmark.
I just had an ultrasound yesterday on Wednesday, and Dr. Yella said my kidney's doing absolutely wonderfully. It looks great.
Perry Russell, ABC News, New York.
Okay, 6:16 on this Tuesday morning. We are going to get you back outside to show you our first little blemish on the traffic map this morning. And it's over here in Westwood County, if you will. This is Highway 90 coming out of Castroville eastbound. And now, again, no indication that there are any major accidents right now and no icons that have been generated on the map. But we can show you, and there's nothing else really to see on the map right now. We can show you one camera that is nearby. This is the 90 at 1604 camera. And there seems to be a little activity. It's a little bit of a kind of not the clearest picture in the world, but nonetheless not overwhelming slowing right now, but that really is the only thing that we're seeing right now on the map as it relates to any kind of slowing or any red being generated, just to indicate some slowing here as we approach the 6:30 half hour. So again, all things considered, it's been a pretty good commute on your Tuesday morning. So one more time, we'll go back to the map and show you, again, here it is right here. If by chance you're coming in from Castroville or west side, West Bexar County, coming in on 90 eastbound towards 1604 right here, you'll see a little bit of red and a little bit of slowing right there. But otherwise, in a pretty clean map on this Tuesday morning. Of course, we'll let you know if and when that changes. In the meantime, Alex Gomez has been doing his thing in Drive Cam this morning on this brisk Tuesday. And once again, he is moving and grooving and about to, I think, get on to a highway. Sir, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Ernie. Even the north to northwest side still looking pretty smooth. I just took 1604 westbound all the way from the northeast side. Didn't see any issues. So right now I'm not tracking any incidents across the city. We are very good this morning, Ernie.
Excelente. Okay, we will check in with Alex whether there are incidents or not. We'll continue to check in with him and have another traffic update coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, sir. I'm about to throw out Jaffney's favorite weather vocabulary word.
Crepuscular.
There it is. Hey. Yes. Good job, Jeff. That is what we're looking at here is a crepuscular ray. This person sent in the question, shortly after sunset, my husband captured this line in the sky. How did it happen? Well, this is what we call a crepuscular ray. And because of the slight curvature of the earth, you may have clouds almost below the horizon that you can't see, but the sun's rays are kind of broken up by those clouds, and you get these kind of very interesting formations in the sky. They're beautiful, but that is what we call a crepuscular ray. We appreciate you sending that in. Thank you so much. That is beautiful. That was last night, I believe. And also beautiful, the temperatures this morning. Look at these numbers. 63 in New Braunfels, 63 in Gonzales, 66 in San Antonio, 61 in Kerrville. I mean, it feels so incredibly good outside. I know I keep harping on it, but man, it's, once we get into this time of year, you have to really relish the mornings because we don't get them very often. 78 degrees at 10 a.m., 85 noontime, 92 is where we end up today. So do note that it will be a big turnaround. We've got dry air in place, and we'll go from cool mornings to pretty warm afternoons. And that's due in large part to this, the dew point, which right now is at 61. I mean, this plays a huge role in where our temperatures go because this is the amount of basically the amount of moisture in the atmosphere. And when you have lower amounts with dew points in the low 60s, which almost puts us in the pleasant category, you get those nice swings in temperature. We talked about this a little earlier. How many days so far this year have we seen at 100 or above? And that would be 20. So we're right at about average. Is that it? Are we done? And this is a question I get a lot. We can't say unequivocally that we are done with 100-degree days. Now, the odds are increasing day by day, but we have seen a 100-degree day as late as September 28th. That happened back in 2005. Now, we've been keeping records since 1885, if you were curious. We got up to 104 that day. So it just goes to show, yes, we still can see 100-degree days, but hopefully we are done with that. That's my hope anyway. All right, let's look at the extended forecast here. And yes, it is going to be hot, but we do not have anything 100 or above there. 94 Wednesday, 96 Thursday, mid-90s. Going into the weekend as well. Maybe a bit more cloud cover by Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Okay, our Just Ask Justin question this morning is about raccoons because I do believe they have been digging through my trash. And I was very curious. They were so surgical in how they did this.
Yes.
I was like, why are they so good at this? So why are raccoons such talented foragers? This is my question this morning. Is it because they have great eyesight? They have a great ability to work in groups, they have highly sensitive paws, or a strong sense of smell? We got votes for all of them, but right now, highly sensitive paws is leading the way. Weigh in, ksat.com/poll, scan the QR code, don't Google it. Let's have fun with it this morning, and we'll get you that answer in 30 minutes.
I'm going to learn something new again today. Okay, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. 621, 66 degrees outside.
Friends crack the code to stress-free group trips, and we're going to show you how to make it work next.
In this morning's GMA First Look, it's the out-of-the-box way one group of friends cracked the code to shared travel expenses.
And at first we all just laughed it off. And then we were like, wait, that's actually kind of genius.
Kim Brindell and her 5 friends wanted the fun of a group trip without the money stress that comes with it. So they decided to open a joint bank account and made a pledge to each contribute money every week and then pay for everything as a group.
Instead of thinking about cost being a barrier, you just do it and you don't have to think about it. So it's made our trips actually so much more fun, and we've been able to connect so much more freely, not having to worry about money at all.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll tell you how to make these same money pooling strategies work for you and your friend group. With your GMA First Look, I'm Rebecca Jarvis, ABC News, New York.
6:25 right now. We're looking at 66 degrees outside.
A 21-year-old has died after a Westwood Loop shooting. And up next, we're going to have new information from police and how you could potentially get a cash reward for helping to catch that suspect.
And caught on camera, we're talking about a thief in a wig cutting security tags and walking out of Louis Vuitton at La Cantera. Up next, we got an update on the arrest from San Antonio police.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
6:30 right now on your clocks again. Happy Tuesday, and thanks for waking up with us.
Is there a full moon outside or something?
I will say, the past
time.
couple nights, it has been bright outside.
Yes, we did have a full moon, and it was beautiful, and we got some video of it. Of course, Skywatcher Oscar is really good with this kind of stuff. But
oh wow,
the moonrise on Monday. That's pretty cool, right?
That is cool.
Just to see it kind of in action.
That illusion where it looks like it's like a massive, like the size of Jupiter or something, always gets me.
And I'm so glad you brought that up. It is an illusion, but man, it really messes with your mind. When it's closer to the horizon, it looks bigger, but really it's the same size. I don't know, it's one of those tricks where your eyes and your mind don't play along. But anyway, Skywatcher Oscar, as always, we appreciate you. And yes, it was beautiful. Sunrise this morning will be at 7:16. Sunset today will be at 7:46. We're looking at about 12 and a half hours of total sunlight. Forecast for today, full sun. So after a beautiful morning, which by the way, we are in the mid 60s right now, 78 at 10 a.m., 85 noontime, and then we'll make our way up to around 92 this afternoon. So pretty quick turnaround when it comes to those temperatures. Let's get you out the door this morning. Ernie, what are you seeing on the roads?
I'm telling you, we're pretty fortunate here, and I just don't want to jinx it. But nonetheless, we'll go back to the map up here, and let's see if I can do this gracefully and get up here. Yes. Okay. So again, we had this incident earlier on the west side, or Bexar County, if you will. These are the eastbound lanes of Highway 90. Still got that red right there. So this is going to delay some people. I know RJ normally has those inbound times that he'll show you. No doubt that you'll see a little bit of slowing here. If you're coming off of 90, coming into town, this is 1604 right here. You'll see some of that. And then we've seen a little bit of yellow starting to pop up here on the northwest side of town, as you will, if you will, rather, on 1604 as you approach. This is Bandera Road or Highway 16. But otherwise, again, looking really good. Let me click this over and show you a camera. And these are the rotating cameras right now to give you an idea. Maybe one of these is your commute. That's 410 at Fredericksburg, 1604 Lookout Road again. Everybody moving along just fine. And my wife has just confirmed that it does feel great outside. She took our son to school this morning. So if you haven't had a chance to get out there and just experience, and Justin's been talking about the weather, it feels really good out there right now. A little bit of slowing at 37 at Jones Avenue again, but that's kind of nitpicky. And Alex Gomez has been out this morning. And aside from one minor accident in the 5 o'clock hour, he's had a pretty good commute. So we'll check in with him to see. Alex, how are things looking in drive cam for you right now? Okay. All right. Well, we'll get back to Alex in a little bit. Obviously, having a little bit of audio issues there, and that's about the only thing we've had hit a snag this morning. But you can see the commute looking really good there for Alex. We'll check in with him again coming up in just a little bit.
All right, time right now, 6:32. Today, San Antonio police asking for the public's help after a deadly shooting that left a 21-year-old man dead. Now, here's what we know. Police just released information overnight. It says back on September 1st, 21-year-old Aaron Collins was chased around his apartment on Westwood Loop, that is near 1604 and Culebra. He was shot in the chest and killed. Investigators say the murder suspect got away in a silver Mercedes with a lighted front and emblem and damage to the rear driver's side bumper. A white GMC pickup was also seen nearby. Now, if you were in that area around 1:23 a.m. on September 1st, or have any information that can help police solve this crime, call Crime Stoppers. That number, 210-224-7867. You could get a cash reward of up to $5,000.
Hi, 6:33 now, so in less than a week, there were 2 deadly crashes on Southeast Military Drive. People trying to cross the street were hit and killed, and that's why the community is calling for change in that area. So we first reported the death of Jeanette Espitia and her unborn child 3 weeks ago. She had gotten off of a bus and was trying to cross Military when she was hit and killed. We now know another man was hit and killed in that same stretch of Military Drive just days later. The Bexar County Medical Examiner's Office has identified him as 28-year-old Noah Patterson. Family members are now calling for more pedestrian safety, and the city says it is trying to respond.
I'm going to fight for my sister and Noah and the baby.
We just have this happening throughout the district, so we're really trying to push forward, see if we can get resolutions through the Transportation Department with TxDOT.
Now, Southeast Military Drive is a TxDOT road. In an emailed statement, a spokesperson for TxDOT told us that signals and crosswalks are maintained by the city of San Antonio. Drivers in both of the crashes are not expected to face any charges.
Caught on camera. You may have seen this video. It's been shared and viewed several times online. So again, you may have seen it. This is a dude in a wig stealing from the Louis Vuitton store Monday night at La Cantera. Now the video again has gone viral on TikTok. You can see the thief cutting the security ties around the bags and then grabbing the bags and walking out. San Antonio police say that this happened around 8:35 p.m. on Monday night, just before the store was about to close. They haven't arrested anyone just yet, and they don't know who this man is. But in a 22-second clip, it doesn't appear that an employee attempted to prevent him from leaving. Now, KSAT reached out to the shops in La Cantera for more information. Not heard back just yet, but you can watch the entire video at KSAT.com right now. All you got to do is search Louis Vuitton. James Hunter Schmidt founded the Kerr County Sheriff's Foundation. Again, that is the agency's fundraising arm. Well, this is weeks after pleading guilty to 2 felony charges.
Records uncovered by KSAT Investigates raise questions about why it took so long for Schmidt to face significant justice despite repeated run-ins with the law in Kerr County.
What was your role with the Sheriff's Office Foundation?
I don't have one at the moment, so.
No, what was it?
I don't have one.
What was your role?
I'm good, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, so tonight on the Night Beat, Sheriff Larry Letha weighs in, and Schmidt learns his fate after his latest felony conviction.
All right, to some Buc-ee's news. This morning, the Buc-ee's development in Boerne hit another roadblock after being in the works for nearly a decade, and now they're dealing with a zoning issue. Now, Buc-ee's wants to use a nearby 5-acre tract for employee parking, but the land's zoning was never updated when the city adopted a new development code in 2021. Now, the city is asking the public to weigh in, and many Boerne residents had a laundry list of issues. Those include topics like traffic, light pollution, public safety, and flooding risk.
A lot of people move to Boerne for the small town feel, the country feel, and to see the beautiful sky lit up with stars at night. I can get emotional talking to you about it. That will be gone forever.
Eventually, the Planning and Zoning Commission voted 6-1 to delay the zoning decision for 60 days. Many are hoping more time will give them a better opportunity to demand changes from the iconic gas station.
All right, some more morning headlines for you. Jury selection is now underway for the man accused of trying to kill and assassinate President Donald Trump last year in Florida. Ryan Ruth is defending himself in his federal trial, and things got off to a rocky start. The judge chastised Ruth for his potential jury questions, saying they were too political and irrelevant. One was about the war in Gaza, another about the U.S. possibly acquiring Greenland, but the most bizarre one may have been whether potential jurors would stop to help a turtle in the road. Jury selection is set to continue today and tomorrow. Opening statements are expected on Thursday. All right, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration has approved large-scale human trials of pig kidney transplants. The biotech company eGenesis says its gene-edited pigs are bred so that their organs are more compatible with humans. The company uses technology that lets scientists remove a gene that would normally trigger immediate rejection. Right now, more than 100,000 Americans are waiting for an organ donation, and most of them our kidneys. And McDonald's is bringing back its popular extra value meals menu. The chain relaunched the discount menu on Monday. It was eliminated back in 2019 and will remain through the rest of this year. The meal deals will include some of McDonald's most popular items, including the Egg McMuffin, the Big Mac, Chicken McNuggets, and Quarter Pounder. The move comes after McDonald's reported a sharp drop in low-income customers.
All right, let's talk about Christmas, y'all, because Christmas is just a little bit ways off. Preparations, though, already underway over at the University of Incarnate Word. Volunteers gathered on campus to get the Christmas lights ready. And again, if you haven't been there, you need to make it a point to go this year. I sure am. Entire UIW campus will be lit up and everyone can go and enjoy.
Light the Way is really UIW's gift to the San Antonio community. It's the time of year when we put up all the lights around campus, over 1 million twinkling lights.
And the Light the Way celebration kicks off November the 22nd, 2025, with the annual flip of the switch. Justin, I believe you said that Christmas is 107 days away? 107. Yes. I saw it.
107.
Yes.
But who's counting?
Me.
Okay.
As we look outside, we got some cool weather this morning. 50s and 60s. We got clear skies. There's a look at the numbers. 59 right now in Bernie. Wow. Will these cool mornings last? We'll have a look at that forecast for you coming up.
Right up next, San Antonio's Canstruction is back. How you can help local food banks and have some free fun. And look at that. We'll be back.
6:42 right now. We know what month it is, and that month, September, Hunger Action Awareness Month. And the San Antonio Food Bank partnering with a number of architecture firms and colleges to let people know that they can help, but in a big way.
In a very creative way, too. It's the yearly event called Canstruction, and you can see the towering creations right now at North Star Mall. Earlier we saw, I guess, a slightly smaller towering creation in our kitchen here at KSAT. And Devin Karp is live. You've deconstructed your creation there, sir, I see.
Oh yeah, I want to go for something different this time. See, I might not be an architect or an engineer, but I think what I do have is a little bit of ingenuity. Here we go.
Is that the Burj Khalifa? What are you making
See
there?
if we can get any leanings. Trying to go for a leaning tower of canned pizza, maybe even pizza with the tomato paste right here. See, I might not be an expert, but some of these sculptures you guys should see are actually pretty cool. And one of the best things about them is it means thousands of cans of food are going to go to families across the Bexar County area. This is all part of Canstruction. It's a yearly event that the San Antonio Food Bank puts on with the San Antonio chapter of the Design Administration and the American Institute of Architecture, putting together 8 teams made up of architecture students and working professionals, all who are making these can art sculptures out of thousands of cans and only a little bit of tape. It takes a lot of work behind the scenes to make it stay up. The food bank says since this was started 17 years ago, this event has donated 600,000 pounds of food to families, and it's all worth it to inspire neighbors to think about those hungry in their community.
Yeah, I think what these Canstructions do is they tell a story. And when we let a story come into us, it reminds us that we're all kind of tied together. We're all kind of the same. Some people might have a season of facing hunger today and be giving back next year, vice versa, right?
So if you want to jump in on the action, you're welcome to go over to vote for the people's favorite over at North Star Mall. You can scan a QR code there on some of the sculptures, and the winner will be announced this month on September 26th. So the sculptures are going to be up there in the mall throughout the rest of the September. That People's Choice winner, by the way, is going to get displayed in the lobby of the San Antonio Food Bank for the next year. Last year it was Garfield. This year, we've just got to wait and see. But there's some pretty creative stuff out there. We're going to be out there later at the North Star Mall, later on here on GMSA at 9, giving you an exact look of just how tall they are, because these things are pretty impressive, guys.
I think it got like a little mini pyramid going right there.
Exactly.
That's what that was.
Exactly. Mini Giza pyramid.
There you go.
Okay.
6:45 right now. Your nominations for the SA Picks 2025 contest are in. And again, you guys have all came through. We're trying to get the best of the best voted in. You can scan that QR code right now to see the finalists that have made it. Put your vote in by September the 20th. And again, you can vote for each category once per day. You still got time to do it because, get this, we're going to make that big announcement of the winners later on this month.
All right, and speaking of later this month, we want you to join us for the 12th annual Head for the Cure 5K on September 27th. It's a special event dedicated to raising awareness and money for brain cancer research. It is also a race that is near and dear to our hearts here as it honors our late news director, Jim Boyle.
Yeah, the race starts at 8 a.m. outside of our KSAT studios at Providence Catholic School. You can visit ksatcommunity.com. Look for this story. We've got that link for you where you can register. And when you do that, use the code CURE. That will save you $7 on the registration fee.
Okay, we're going to go back outside and show you here, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer on this map so you can see 35 at 90. We are starting to get some slowing on the map here, and you can kind of zero in on where it is right now. If you're coming up north on 35, this is into the downtown area. You can see a little bit of slowing there right now, and I believe we have a camera that can show you some of that. Now, there's no indication. There are no reports of any accidents here, but you can see kind of some of that slowing and what you might be getting into if your commute takes you into that area. Again, we'll go back and show you. There it is. This is right here in the downtown area, 35 going northbound there. The camera was near 90 as well. And some other parts of town we talked about earlier here, eastbound 90 as you come into 1604. So we're starting to see things pick up here, the Alamo Ranch area, Helotes, 1604. Again, but no reports of any major accidents right now. So that is certainly some good news on this Tuesday morning. Alex Gomez has been out and about, and certainly if there was an accident, he would have found it for us. So let's find out what he is looking at right now in Drive Cam. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Ernie. Well, I just went to go check out a hot spot on the far west side, 90 eastbound near 1604, and it's just all congestion this morning, something that we usually see. So no incidents in that area, so I'm going to make my way further in town and let you know what I find out.
Very good, sir. Okay, yeah, and there's a look at that sunrise, if you will, and again, just how great it feels outside. And Justin, right on cue, is going to tell us more about that right now.
I feel like Alex was hooking us up with that shot. It's perfect. It's beautiful. Yeah, feels great out there. And we're going to take a look at how many days we have until some benchmarks here. Fall officially begins in 13 days, if you were curious. Halloween is 52 days away, so it's about that time to start getting your costumes ready. And then almost 24 hours after that, the daylight saving time comes to an end. Thanksgiving is 79 days away, and of course, the day after Thanksgiving, we have the big rivalry. I had to throw this in, A&M versus Texas in Austin this year. We'll see if that game is pivotal like it was last year. Then Christmas, yes, is 107 days away. So a little bit of a calendar update for you. As I go outside this morning, boy, does it feel good. Temperatures in the mid-60s. Look at New Braunfels, 64. It has been a long time since we've had a number like that there. 65 in Converse, 59 in Bernie this morning, and we've got light northwesterly winds. Feels amazing. We'll see temperatures drift up into the 70s by 9, 10 o'clock, 85 noontime, and then 92 is where we end up with sunny skies today. So it'll be a big turnaround from the morning low to the afternoon high. It's still right about average, honestly, for a high temperature. Hey, let's talk tropics real quick. There is not much going on in the Atlantic, and this is significant because tomorrow is the peak of hurricane season. We talked a little bit about that yesterday, but I think what's fascinating about this is you look back in history, on this date, we've at least had something out there to talk about, whether it be a wave or a tropical depression or a storm or hurricane, but we literally have nothing. Nothing that the Hurricane Center is even flagging, so kind of interesting for us to be in the peak, and it's just dead quiet out there. As we look into the Pacific, though, we do have a tropical storm near Hawaii. This is Hawaii here. There is Tropical Storm Kiko, and it doesn't have a lot of thunderstorm activity with it. This is weakening very quickly as it moves into cooler water, and it will move just north of the islands, but it'll probably kick up the surf a little bit there, especially on the northern islands as it moves off to the north and west. All right, our forecast, pretty basic here. We've got temperatures In the 60s tomorrow morning again before we make our way into the 90s. But it's going to be a hot week. There's no two ways around it. And rain-free all the way into early next week. All right, time to answer our Just Ask Justin question this morning.
Here we go.
I was fascinated and very curious about these raccoons that I believe were getting into my trash and surgically picking apart all my trash bags. But I wanted to know, why are raccoons such talented foragers? I went down a rabbit hole here, so to speak. And your choices were great eyesight, ability to work in groups, highly sensitive paws, or strong sense of smell. The votes are in, and it's highly sensitive paws leading the way. You guys agree?
After seeing a raccoon pick up food out of a dog bowl and dip it in water and then eat it, I'm definitely going with their little hands.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is one where all four of those answers could be correct, but I'm going to go with the people as well and say it has to do with their paws.
You guys are super smart.
Wow.
Indeed, highly sensitive paws. And raccoons have incredibly sensitive front paws that allow them to identify objects they touch, which is especially helpful at night because it's dark, but they can feel around. It's like reading Braille.
Yes.
They just know what they're touching. And when they wet their paws, which is something that people think they're washing their hands, really when they're wetting their paws, and that gets that sensitivity even higher.
Aww.
And so they dip their food in water. It's kind of interesting. But on top of all that, they're just very highly intelligent creatures. They know what they're doing.
I've always wanted a pet raccoon, but I've heard some horror stories about what the little raccoons can do. But
it's all fun until they
right, exactly. Use those paws for another reason.
Yeah.
Okay, 6:52. We're looking at 66 degrees outside.
Hi, coming up in the next hour on GMSA Plus, San Antonio history, brick by Lego brick, where you can catch these recognizable creations and a larger festival they're connected to. Coming up. By 6:55 now, our first major accident right now, and you're not going to see it on this map necessarily, but it is over on the east side of town, 410 and Foster Road, over by where you see the China Grove letters there on the map. It is a rollover accident on the access road, so again, not impacting traffic necessarily, but it is a rollover accident. Be sure to flip over to GMSA Plus on the free KSAT Plus app in the next hour. We'll have another look at traffic and drive cam coming up.
And we'll have a look at where these temperatures are going because they continue to drop this morning. We're in the mid-60s here in San Antonio. Feels pretty good. We'll make our way up to 92 this afternoon, and we'll be looking for a hot week in general. Another cool morning tomorrow, but yes, feeling great at the moment. Much more on your traffic, news, and weather coming up on GMSA Plus and all your streaming platforms. We'll see you there.